Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Jason, and I'm so happy that you're here with me today. In this episode, we're going to talk about a very simple but very useful topic: how to talk about your day in English. Many English learners don't know how to start a conversation, and they often ask, "What should I talk about?" Well, one of the easiest and best things you can talk about is your daily life, what you do every day. Talking about your day is a great way to practice speaking English naturally. You use real words from your real life, things you do in the morning, at work or school, in the evening, and before bed. When you talk about your day, you practice English that you can use anywhere, anytime. In this episode, I will help you step by step. You will learn simple sentences, useful vocabulary, and easy patterns that will help you speak about your daily life. Even if you are a beginner, don't worry. I will speak slowly and clearly, and I will give you examples that are easy to understand. So, get comfortable, take a deep breath, and let's begin our journey together. By the end of this episode, you'll be able to talk about your day in English with more confidence and fluency. Are you ready? Let's get started. Now, let's talk about why it's important to talk about your day in English. Many English learners think that they need to learn big or difficult words to speak well. But that's not true. The truth is, most real-life English comes from simple daily conversations, like talking about what you do in the morning, what you eat for lunch, or how you spend your evening. When you talk about your day, you are doing more than just practicing English. You are training your brain to think in English. Every time you describe what you did, you help your brain make a strong connection between English and your real life. This helps you speak faster and more naturally over time. Also, talking about your day helps you remember and use vocabulary that you actually need. For example, when you say things like, "I wake up at 6 o'clock, I go to work, I have dinner with my family," you're using English that is practical and useful in your daily life. It's also great for building confidence. When you can easily talk about your daily routine, you feel proud of yourself. You start to realize, hey, I can really speak English. That feeling gives you the motivation to keep learning and improving. And here's another reason. Talking about your day helps you in real conversations with other people. When you meet someone new, they often ask simple questions like, "What do you do every day?" or "How was your day?" If you can answer easily, you can start a friendly conversation and keep it going. So remember, talking about your day is not just small talk. It's a powerful way to practice, think, and live in English. Now, let's learn some useful words and phrases that you can use to talk about your daily routine. We do many things every day from the moment we wake up until the time we go to bed. Knowing how to describe these activities will help you speak more naturally in English. Let's start with morning activities. In the morning, you can say things like, "I wake up at 6 o'clock, I get out of bed, I brush my teeth, I wash my face, I take a shower, I get dressed, I have breakfast, I go to work, or I go to school." You can also use time words like, "First, I wake up. Then, I brush my teeth. After that, I eat breakfast. Finally, I go to work." These words help you tell your story in order step by step. Now, let's move to the afternoon. In the afternoon, you might say, "I have lunch at 1 p.m. I talk with my coworkers. I study English. I take a short break. I finish my work at 5 p.m. And then there are evening activities. You can say things like, I come home, I take a rest, I have dinner with my family, I watch TV, I check my phone or talk to friends, I read a book, I go to bed around 10 p.m. These are all simple, everyday actions that everyone does. You don't need difficult vocabulary to sound fluent, you just need to use these words clearly and naturally. Here's a short example. Every day I wake up at 6 o'clock. I brush my teeth and take a shower. Then I have breakfast and go to work. In the afternoon, I eat lunch and finish my work at 5 p.m. In the evening, I have dinner and watch TV. Finally, I go to bed at 10. See? Very simple, but very useful. With these words and phrases, you can start talking about your day easily in English. Now that we know some useful daily routine words, let's talk about how to organize your ideas when you speak about your day. Sometimes, learners know many English words, but they don't know how to put them together. So today, I'll show you a simple and easy structure that you can follow every time you talk about your day. You can talk about your day in 4 parts: morning, afternoon, evening, night. This order helps your story sound clear and natural. Let's look at each part one by one. 1. Morning. You can start like this. In the morning, I wake up at 6 o'clock. I brush my teeth, take a shower, and have breakfast. Then I go to school. Use time words such as first, then, after that, and finally to make your story smooth. 2. Afternoon. After morning, you move to the next part. In the afternoon, I have lunch with my friends. I study English and do my homework. Sometimes I take a short nap. This helps listeners understand what you do during the middle of your day. 3. Evening. Then you can talk about your evening. In the evening, I come home, have dinner with my family, and relax. I like watching TV or talking with my friends. 4. Night. Finally, you end your talk with the night routine. At night, I read a book, brush my teeth, and go to bed around 10 p.m. That's it. Very simple and very natural. Just remember this easy structure: morning, afternoon, evening, night. If you follow this order, your story will sound clear and organized, just like how native speakers talk about their day. And don't forget, when you practice, speak slowly and clearly. You can even record your voice and listen to yourself to see how natural you sound. Now that you know how to organize your ideas, let's learn some useful sentence patterns that you can use to talk about your day. When you speak English, using simple and correct sentence patterns will help you sound more fluent and confident. You don't need long or complex sentences. Just use clear and short ones. That's how most people speak in real life. Let's start with some basic sentence patterns you can use every day. 1. Talking about habits and routines. Use the pattern: I usually, I always, I sometimes, I never. Examples: I usually wake up early. I always drink coffee in the morning. I sometimes watch TV at night. I never go to bed late. These phrases help you show how often you do something. 2. Talking about your daily actions. Use the pattern: I plus verb plus extra information. Examples: I wake up at 7 o'clock. I go to school by bus. I have lunch with my friends. I study English after dinner. This is the most common and simple way to describe what you do each day. 3. Talking about time. Use words like in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, and at night. Examples: in the morning, I take a shower. In the afternoon, I do my homework. In the evening, I help my mom. At night, I read a book. These time phrases help make your sentences clear and natural. 4. Connecting your sentences to make your speech smooth. Use linking words like and, then, after that, next, finally. Example: I wake up at 6 o'clock, and then I brush my teeth. After that, I eat breakfast. Finally, I go to work. Using these small words makes your English flow like a story instead of short, broken sentences. 5. Talking about likes and feelings. Use the pattern: I like to, I enjoy, I feel. It's examples: I like to walk in the morning. I enjoy spending time with my family. I feel happy after work. It's nice to relax in the evening. Adding your feelings makes your English more natural and personal. Now, let's talk about something that makes your English sound more real and natural: your feelings and experiences. When you describe your day, don't just say what you did. Also say how you felt and what you experienced. This makes your English sound more like real conversation, not just a list of actions. For example, instead of only saying, I went to work, I came home, I ate dinner, you can make it more interesting by saying I went to work and I felt very busy today. After work, I came home and felt tired, but happy to be with my family. We had a delicious dinner together. See how it sounds more natural? You're sharing both your actions and your feelings. Let's look at some useful feeling words you can use. Happy, tired, excited, relaxed, bored, busy, sad, angry, surprised, worried. You can say things like, I felt happy because I met my friend. I was tired after work. I was excited to watch my favorite show. I was relaxed after taking a shower. You can also describe experiences. For example, my day was busy, but it was good. Something funny happened at school today. I had a great time with my friends. When you share your feelings, it helps people understand you better. It also makes your English sound more emotional and natural, just like native speakers. So, next time you talk about your day, don't be shy to include how you feel. It's not only about what you did, but also how you felt doing it. That's what makes your English real and personal. Now, let's talk about how to describe different kinds of days, especially weekdays and weekends. Our days are not all the same, right? From Monday to Friday, most people go to work or school. But on weekends, Saturday and Sunday, we usually rest, relax, or do fun activities. When you talk about your day, it's a good idea to show the difference between your weekday routine and your weekend routine. Talking about weekdays, during weekdays, you can use sentences like these. I wake up early every morning. I go to school or work. I study or work until the afternoon. I come home, have dinner, and go to bed. You can also say, on weekdays, I'm usually busy. I don't have much free time because I have to study and work. This shows that your weekday routine is more structured and active. Talking about weekends. Now let's look at weekends, the relaxing part of the week. You can say things like, on weekends, I wake up late. I spend time with my family. I meet my friends or go shopping. I watch movies or play games. I sometimes travel or visit relatives. For example, on weekends, I like to sleep more and enjoy time with my family. Sometimes I cook, go for a walk, or watch my favorite TV show. These sentences help show a more relaxed lifestyle. You can also compare weekdays and weekends using phrases like, on weekdays, I'm busy, but on weekends, I relax. During the week, I study a lot, but on weekends, I have fun. My weekdays are full of work, but my weekends are full of rest. Now it's time for a short and fun practice activity. Let's practice talking about your day together. Don't just listen. Try to speak out loud with me. You can pause after each question or sentence and repeat your own answer. Ready? Let's begin. Slowly and clearly. First, think about your morning. What time do you wake up? Say it out loud. I wake up at. What do you do after that? I brush my teeth, take a shower, and have breakfast. Good. Now think about your afternoon. What do you usually do? In the afternoon, maybe you work, study, or meet your friends. Try to say one or two sentences about that. Now let's move to your evening. What do you do when you come home? In the evening, I have dinner and watch TV. And finally, your night. What time do you go to bed? I go to bed at. Now, let's try putting it all together. Say your full daily routine like this. Every day, I wake up at 6 o'clock. I brush my teeth and eat breakfast. Then, I go to work. In the afternoon, I have lunch and study English. In the evening, I come home, relax, and have dinner. Finally, I go to bed at 10 o'clock. Excellent job! If you practice this every day, you'll soon be able to talk about your day in English naturally and confidently. Remember, the more you practice speaking, the easier it becomes. Now, before we finish, let's talk about some common mistakes English learners make when they talk about their day and how you can fix them. These mistakes are small, but if you learn to avoid them, your English will sound much more natural. Mistake 1. Using the wrong tense. Many learners use the wrong verb tense. When you talk about your daily routine, always use the present simple tense because you're talking about things you do every day. Wrong, I am go to school every morning. Correct, I go to school every morning. Wrong, I am eat breakfast at 7. Correct, I eat breakfast at 7. Remember, for daily habits, use the base verb I go, I eat, I study, I work. Mistake 2. Forgetting time words. Sometimes learners forget to use time expressions like in the morning, in the afternoon, or at night. These words help listeners understand when something happens. Wrong. I take a shower, I eat, I go to work. Correct. In the morning, I take a shower, eat breakfast, and go to work. Mistake 3. Using and too much. Many learners use and for every sentence. It's better to use other linking words to make your speaking smoother. Wrong, I wake up, and I brush my teeth, and I eat, and I go. Correct, I wake up, then I brush my teeth. After that, I eat breakfast and go to work. Small changes like these make your English sound much more fluent and natural. Before we finish today's episode, I want to share some motivation with you. Talking about your day may seem simple, but it is one of the most powerful ways to practice English. Every time you describe your morning, afternoon, evening, or night, you are training your brain to think in English. Even if it feels small or basic, doing this every day will make a huge difference over time. Remember, everyone starts small. Native speakers didn't learn English in one day, and neither will we. But when you practice every day, even for just 5 or 10 minutes, your speaking becomes faster, more natural, and confident. Also, talking about your day helps you in real life. When you meet friends, classmates, or coworkers, you can answer questions like, "How was your day?" or "What did you do today?" You'll feel ready and confident because you already practiced talking about it in English. So, don't be afraid to speak, make mistakes, and keep going. Every day you talk about your day, you are getting better and better. And that brings us to the end of today's episode. I hope you now feel more confident about talking about your day in English. Remember, it doesn't matter if your sentences are short or simple. What matters is that you practice every day and keep speaking. Try to use the vocabulary, sentence patterns, and tips we discussed today. Start with morning, afternoon, evening, and night. And don't forget to include your feelings and experiences. Little by little, your English will become more natural and fluent. Thank you so much for listening to Easy English Talk. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to practice every day and share it with your friends who are learning English too. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and most importantly, believe in yourself. I'm Jason, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye, and have a wonderful day.